All right, guys, today we got a 2013 Chevy Sonic with a 1.8 liter in it. It's got a check engine light on and it's not running right. Let's get into it. Backstory is this is the son's vehicle. Son came home and told his dad that check engine light came on. Dad took it out, took it for a drive. He said it's idling really low, seems to hesitate, not want to go real good. He pulled a code, PO171. There's a very common problem on these vehicles that cause that, but I'm not going straight to it. I'm going to run some tests because I'm not going to let the wiper situation happen again. So let's go ahead and let's get in here. Let's feel what it's doing first. Let's see if we can't. Check engine light's definitely on. 82,000, 270. Cold start, sitting about 1100 RPM, but I just, it's cold start, so. Tell you what, while we're letting it warm up, let me grab a scanner and we will, well, I'll tell you what, let me pull it in the bay. Started to pull it in and it is running horribly. So probably as soon as it went into closed loop, I'm sure it's when it started running bad. I did a full vehicle scan. We got codes in several modules. We do have the PO171. We can see it right there. And then we've got some other codes. We've got some codes in the analog brake module, which this code is probably going to be because of this code. The body control stuff, all that, just is random stuff. So we're not worried about any of that stuff. Let's go back out of here. All right, let's go into the engine. Definitely running horribly. Not equipped with start stop. Let's look at the live data, and I want to go to fuel trim data right off the bat. 171 is a lean code. So we've gone over this before in other videos, but as soon as you see something like that, what I want to do is pull our fuel trim data up, and I want to graph that out, and then I'm just going to raise the RPM. So right now we are at 38% long-term, 36% short-term. So we are at a massive correction, whatever that is, 76%, whatever, 74%, massive amount of correction. So now let's go ahead and just take it up off idle. Oh, I know what, I'm going to back out. I'm going to show you guys at RPM so you guys can see it. Engine speed, okay. Graph. All right, so let me go ahead and put it back at idle again, let you guys see it. And we're at 38% now. Here it is. Here it comes. And it's running bad, bad, bad. It's doing everything it possibly can to adjust. Now, there we are, right back where we started, 38 and 36, 600, low, high sixes, low 7 RPM. Rev it up. Whoops, take it up to about 2,000-ish. See our short term immediately is coming down. So immediate correction on our short term fuel trims. All right, so what do we know right off the bat? This is going to be a vacuum leak of some type. Let's go ahead. Well, I'll tell you what, I shut it off. Shouldn't have done that. Let's just take a look under the hood. I'm going to show you a couple of things to look for on these things. So this is the 1.8 liter. There's a 1.4 liter that they have common problems with, both the valve cover and the intake manifold. And you need to, on those vehicles, you need to be sure you check them both. And there's a TSP on that. On these vehicles, what we want to look for is excess crankcase pressure. So one place you can look, we can come right here, and there's a little hole right there. And if I take and cover that hole, you can hear it. The other thing you can do is come over to the oil cap, and you can try to pull the oil cap off. And if it should come right off. And this one, you see it pulling it back down. Come on, baby. There it is. All right, so that's another way you can do it. Go ahead and fire it back off, Sherwood. Let me show one more way. And the last way you can do it is we can pull just the dipstick out of it. Now, one way you could is you could put a vacuum gauge on the dipstick, and you should have less than 2 inches of vacuum in the crankcase. We know we have way more than 2 inches of vacuum in the crankcase because I can't get that vacuum cap off. But if we pull this off, you see the same thing's running bad, and it could even potentially shut off. So some of you might be like, well, this is a really, really common problem. Just come out here and check that right off the bat. But we want to be sure that we're going down the right direction. Somebody's been in here before because our fuel cap, right, fuel test port cap is off of the vehicle. Somebody's been here doing something. We don't know what's wrong with the vehicle until we actually grab the data, come out here, do the inspection, and do whatever testing might need to be done. Yes, this is a very common problem, but you know what else is a common problem on this vehicle? The purge valves are common to fail, and they'll cause a very similar issue. They'll cause a PO171 for a lean condition. We could have something totally unrelated. We might have a vacuum line that's, you know, busted. We might even have a purge line vacuum line that's busted. We might have a brake booster vacuum line that's got a hole or something in it. Anything can cause a vacuum leak. You want to be sure that you're going in there and not just throwing parts at it, that we're actually, you know, inspecting it, diagnosing it, testing it, whatever we got to do to make sure we're replacing the right thing. So in this case, it's going to need a valve cover on it. Let's get with the client. Let's see if they want to do the valve cover. And then if they do, we'll put it on there. And if they want to do it and we get the valve cover on it, we'll pull these back off again and we'll get back to this thing and we'll show you what the difference is with a good one. Got the new valve cover. Want to show you guys. Here is the little port we were talking about. So there's our PCV system right here inside the valve cover. We did get this hose, which is back here, in case it breaks or any issues with it. We want to go ahead and replace that. So we're ready to go on this thing. Got my tools ready. All right. That looks fairly new. Ooh, well, you know what? Needed the valve cover for more than one reason. Get some rags on that.
Tell them what's happening there.
Yeah, that's oil leaking. I'll show you on the other valve cover. These seals right here are leaking. That's what's right here. And that oil is getting down into the spark plug tubes. We're going to have to suck that out of there. So I'll get something to get that out of there with because that one's slam full. You see the light down there or you see it?
They see it, but I mean, definitely can make it.
Yeah, oh yeah, full. Almost covering the entire spark plug. We're going to have to get something to suck that out of there with. All right, we'll continue on getting the valve cover off here. Inside the lady part of the valve cover. Now we'll get this little clip right here loose. Okay. This whole thing's coming off here. Wow. Okay. Put it down over here. All right. Here's that. We need to get something to clean this up with. We need to get something to get that oil out of there. Like drinking a milkshake. Or going to the dentist. Let's just go ahead and start talking to them like they do at the dentist. If you got the thing in your mouth and they're trying to ask you how your day's going, how you been doing, what you're doing on vacation, how's the kids. Now we're just going to blow out the rest of the stuff here. All right, that's perfect. It was very common back in the day to use a little roll-lock disc and run on here and clean all this up. Don't do that. First of all that material from that roll-lock disc is going into the engine. It's covering everything. Doesn't matter whether you cover this up. There's been studies on it. They've been high-speed camera footage of it, that stuff just gets into everything. And there's all kind of bearings and stuff here, and it gets down in the motor. It's just not good for the motor. All you need to do is just get a little bit of brake clean or something of that nature. Brake clean is probably the best thing to use, and just spray the surface. Now, I'm not saying, there are times when you're going to need something that might be a little more aggressive, and you'll have to use some different methods to try to clean it with maybe some plastic scrapers, things like that.
Depends on the
But
severity.
yeah, but it doesn't have to be pristinely, perfect, like not a mark on it. As long as it's smooth, you're good. But do make sure that it's smooth. I'll blow those out again. And yeah, the brake clean and the motor, it'll just evaporate out real quick. It's not gonna last in there, so it'll be fine. People are like, oh my gosh, you're getting that in the oil. Okay. Those would be good things to save, those little clips. Definitely would be something I would not throw away. Keep those in the drawer because the new one's going to come with it, but you never know, you're working on one of these. You didn't get a hose, you're not going to get a hose. Hose is fine, but the clip goes for a ride. Keep those in your little spare stuff drawer, and always have it there. All right. Hang on now, is that the right direction? Did not really pay attention to that. I was sitting there talking and I didn't really pay attention. And it's not gonna be like that. It's gonna be like this. Okay. All right. There we go.
The gasket comes with it.
Yep, the gasket is on the valve cover already.
So you know if you're going to buy it.
Yeah, if you're gonna buy, well, now this one came straight from GM. It comes with the gasket on it.
Not trying to hate, but I would buy OE. We've had lots of issues with
The other brands.
Dorman stuff.
Yep.
Not trying to hate on them. They make good stuff, but
Some things they make are really good. Some things they make are not. There we go.
although the OE has the original issue, so it ain't that much better.
That's true. Just true. All right. There is no sequence on these, so I'm going to do the old school circle pattern here. 8 Newton meters.
Is there anything else specific you're going to do at this point, or just one time around?
I'm gonna go multiple times around, because as I pull these down, that center one or any of the other ones that I've done already will probably loosen up. You know, they'll probably pull everything down. So, but if not, that's fine. But I want to be doubly sure and check them. Most of the time they'll have you do them in steps. This one does not say to do them in steps. Quick to get there. All right, so they're all at 8 Newton meters. Go back, and I'm just going to pull on each one of them just to be sure. All right, that's on. Let's get these things back on their clips. That's in, that's on.
Interesting how the new new cap doesn't say 530 on the IPO.
Well, it doesn't. Huh.
Weird.
Okay.
Just says to go look at the owner's manual instead of.
Just, yeah. Huh. Maybe because it fits more than one vehicle. Who knows?
That's
More
true.
than one car that needs, you know,
That's true.
that valve cover on it. All right, it's good. Put a little bit of dielectric grease in here. All right, she's ready to go back on. 8 Newton meters on these too. It just felt a little sketchy going in here, so I just want to be sure. There we go. All right, we're good. Disconnect it back on. There we go. All right, we're going to leave this off so that we can listen to that. All right, tight, tight, tight. Oh, that's tight, 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 tight. That's in, that's in, that's in, that's in, that's in. Those are taut. That's in, those are clean. That's blown out. Okay, that's it. That's everything. Got it running. Just started it up. We can see if you want to come in here. Save short a little editing here. Right now, we're not in closed loop yet. I could jump over there and grab closed. We just went into closed loop. That's why that's doing that. So now look at our fuel trims. Instead of them, again, we add these together. So if we take that minus number and that positive number, or negative number and that positive number, we add them together, we're going to get closer here. It's going to take this thing a little bit of time to figure itself out. Let's walk outside and listen to it and put our finger over the hole and oil cap and all that stuff. Don't hear any noise out here. Quiet. A little bit of pull there. That's about, you know, again, let's have about 2 inches or so. Take this. It's gonna change it running, but we can see I can pull that right off of my hand. So it is fixed up. It's gonna take a few minutes for those fuel trims, and I always tell everybody, don't clear the fuel trims out. What I want to do right now is go take this thing for a drive. Let's see all the fuel trims start to come back in good. Once they come back in and you see, yep, they're good. They're kind of moving in the right direction now. We can see that. I don't mind, you know, everybody does things differently. If you see it coming in and it looks like it's going to be fine, like look here. Our long term's already at 0. It's already correcting itself. Some cars will take a lot longer than that to get the long term to come down, but it's already correcting itself. So right now I'd be perfectly fine clearing the code. We know it's going to be good. Take it for a drive and make sure everything's good on it. All right, guys, there you go. A pretty straightforward repair as long as you know how to test it, what to look for. The actual physical work here, you guys are always saying you want to see me work on cars, want to see me get my hands dirty. Well, there you go. A little bit of work here. I know, not crazy hard stuff, but I'm kind of past that point in my life, but this is okay. But anyway, hope you guys like this one. If you did, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if you run into one of these things or if you've seen that 1.4 liter that's got the intake manifold deal too. Leave a comment down there. I love to read them. Appreciate you watching. See you in the next one.